the newest in Cooper City.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the frim sauce with the awesome bay, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another week of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. We took the holiday off yesterday. We did have a nice replay of our visit to Licky Sticky Barbecue. I'm still licking my fingers from that, but here we are today, a very special remote edition. We are at Sicilian Oven, I should say back at Sicilian Oven, but for the first time, the brand new location in Cooper City with, I guess, co-founder, managing partner, whatever. I don't know what your title is.
Title you want to
all right. Well, he's a good guy. He's a good fella. He feeds us well. That's
Forget
for sure.
about it.
It's Andrew Garavuso. Welcome back to the Lunchbox, sir. How are you today?
To be back here.
Yeah?
It's great. I love this show. The show's great.
That's good. I mean, it seems like people are hopping aboard.
Yep.
I forgot to tell Lubie and Defo. Meanwhile, Defo, congratulations. You have now gotten
I'm free.
The medical report is what?
News.
There's no medical report because I think they blew the original diagnosis and they're covering their ass. But beyond that, I mean, I feel great. I'm not sure what was more liberating. I had exactly the same amount of time in both of these situations, whether it was being free from the 6 weeks of IV bags, 126
what they
total,
call the pick line.
and taking the pick line out, or the ankle monitor back in the days of the little federal problem I had many years ago.
Did you really have to wear a monitor?
I had to do it for 6 weeks.
Did you know he had a little, if you ever Google him, don't Google
a little
Jeff Bezos.
disagreement. I mean, it was all a witch hunt. That's the way I'm going to
There was
characterize it.
philosophical differences between you and the federal government about, I guess.
You know what? If the feds have you in their
sights,
sights, I feel for anybody that's in the, viewing area of one Jack Smith, because he looks like a very serious dude. But they don't mess around. I mean, you're pretty much going to lose no matter what you do.
That's ancient history, though.
Yeah.
This is fresh, right? Pulled.
I couldn't felt any better.
I had one of them.
I did the
you?
last IV bag last night, and it was cause for celebration.
Good.
And
Glad
then, but I really believe that there was a doctor I met with last week that told me the whole thing was bogus. That it was
They
just
gave
a
him a
misdiagnosis.
diagnosis of a deep infection in his bone, in his toe. They were talking
It had
about
a name
chopping
to
off
it,
half
too,
a
yeah.
foot. And next thing you know,
I'm
they
kicking
said it
field
was-
goals for the Saints.
They said they said it was just gout. So anyway, we're glad that you're back.
I feel
and
good. Yeah.
You are fully unencumbered, and we're gonna have a big day here at Sicilian Oven, Cooper City. It is your 9th location.
Yes, number 9. Last show we did, we were at number 1. Today we're at number 9. Month and a half. We've been.
I didn't
open
realize
here,
it was
going
15
strong.
years also.
Yeah.
I'm
Andrew was
hoping
telling
in
me 15
coming
years.
months we'll go hit numbers 2 through 8 and just keep going.
We could.
Yeah.
And then if we play our cards right, we're going to be opening another one on PGA and Prosperity in West Palm. We could
That's
do one
it.
there end of the summer.
Palm Beach
Beautiful.
Gardens. That is the place to be. A lot of great stuff going on.
We're looking
up
forward to that. We've been
in
wanting to go there for a
the
while.
northern reaches of Palm Beach County. Again, this whole area just keeps expanding. Meanwhile, we're out in the western burbs. I call it a leafy suburb. It is gorgeous, and basically everybody who's anybody in Cooper City is out here today.
Yeah.
I met the mayor,
Mayor
Greg
Ross.
Ross.
Alex Fernandez,
Alex
former
Fernandez.
Marlins great.
1997 Marlin World Champion pitcher, Alex Fernandez, who looks better and skinnier than me. I don't know what he did.
He
But-
had ballooned up there. He was pretty hefty.
When he
He's
was
got
he
the
was
batting
never
cages
small,
around here,
yeah.
so I guess he keeps in shape with that.
Yeah,
and
no,
staying
when
on
he
What
the
a
field.
nice guy. A
Very nice
super
guy.
nice guy.
Comes here a lot.
yeah, no, I mean, he says
Loves
he loves
it.
it.
He said he loves it.
When did you guys open up exactly?
We opened January 4th.
Okay.
January 4th. We
So-
hit the ground running, and it's been very good. Cooper City. I used to work in this city. I love this place. I lived in Cooper City. The family atmosphere here is perfect for what we
a
need.
leafy suburb. I
Yeah,
mean, and
it's perfect.
my daughter goes to school right up the road on the other side in Plantation there at American Heritage. But there's great schools out here. There's great, again, and these. What's been the reception so far for the new?
It looks pretty popular.
It is pretty
Yeah.
popular. We've got a lot of people like, it took you so long. Where have you been? We've been waiting and waiting. We went to the Plantation store. It was a drive. It wasn't too far of a drive. But a lot of people also wanted us in Weston. So we figured, let's come here. We know people. I have a guy who used to work for me, whose son now works for me here.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
When I was at the Salvos back in the days in the early 90s. and his son now works for me. It's great to be
Does
back
that make
with a lot
you
of friends.
feel
Yeah, it makes me
grateful or
a little
old?
old. Yeah, a little old. But it's
But he
it's
doesn't look
great.
it, man. He looks young.
Oh,
somehow.
he's
The
very
stress of the business has not gotten to Andrew at
Oh,
all.
please.
Yeah.
You can't see underneath stress.
In the business, you got to run around, and it burns the calories, and as opposed to me, who just keeps shoveling calories more and more in.
Well, you were at an extravaganza last night. I don't know if you want to get into that at all. But
yeah, I mean, I'll give a look. So
it's all
the
sort
Red
of in the
Meat
family
Lovers
here.
Club,
Yeah.
my man Evan Darnell,
This is
he
my favorite salad,
he
by
had
the
the
way. In
idea
town, yeah.
to do a fundraiser, and it was great cause. It's called Peanut Butter and Jelly Group out in Fort Lauderdale. This woman who started off by making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for the homeless a while back, and now it's sprouted into this thing where she forget making sandwiches. They're providing backpacks, books, and school supplies for impoverished kids. They also help out veterans, and it's become quite the organization. And the Red Meat Lovers Club, in conjunction with our friend Mark Falsetto and Anthony Bruno at Runway 84, they had a big shindig where the restaurants usually closed on Monday night. They did a full buyout, and they had this whole, a buffet extravaganza with prime rib and the U6 shrimp. He said, Mark Falsetto said he was going to kill his chef Robbins and said, "What are you doing using the jumbo shrimp for the shrimp parmesan?" These things were like bigger than lobster tails.
They're like prawns.
Yeah.
Right?
But meanwhile, I'm just going to keep rolling. They had what they call the parm stations: eggplant parm, shrimp parm, chicken vodka parm, regular chicken parm, veal parm.
Meatball parm.
And meanwhile, it's like the parm parade continues, because today you guys know a little bit about melted cheese and some wonderful Italian products.
I've been around a little bit of cheese and tomato sauce. I spilled a little on the floor once in a while on my shirt. No doubt.
Well, you are obviously a veteran because you're wearing the red shirt. It's the Tiger Woods red, so that if the little of the sauce gets on it.
It's not that good when you make a pizza and the flour's all over it, but if you spill the sauce on it, you're good.
And back in the day, Defo said, "Oh yeah, I was just making a pizza," when he had all the white powder on his shirt. But that's
usually
a long
was
time
right
ago.
under the lip, or over it. Yeah.
Meanwhile, we've got this is your signature house salad. But what I had not seen before is that you have your own house hot oil.
Oh, nice.
With the lovely visages of you and
My partner Ralph
DeSalvo, who couldn't be here today. I'm very disappointed.
I'm sorry.
The man is a ghost. I keep hearing that he's going to come. And I've talked to him on the phone when I did a review, when I was back reviewing for the Sun Sentinel, and he was as gracious and nice could be. But he is, I guess you said, traveling today.
He's in California.
Yeah. And but I'm going to be pouring the hot oil because I like a little kick on
It's
everything.
a good kick.
It's a good kick.
It's a good kick.
People use it on the pizzas, the
We're going to
pastas.
have a dish later, Pollo Gabriella, with a spicy vodka sauce and peas over chicken. And it's made with that olive oil in there, and it's got a good kick. You're going to like it. It's a new special.
What do you think?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love this salad. Describe what's in it again. This is your specialty. People go crazy.
Everybody gets a salad. Chopped romaine, diced tomatoes, red onions, Sicilian olives, Kalamata olives, shaved Parmesan, or homemade roasted red peppers, candied walnuts, and celery with our homemade balsamic vinaigrette.
It's got a little sweetness, a little bit of acidity,
Yep.
and
That stuff's got a little kick.
and
No
the
doubt
hot
about
stuff
it.
has some kick. We got more stuff coming out.
We got a
look
garlic
out.
rosemary loaf that we
Oh,
make
fantastic.
in-house.
Wow.
Wow, look at that.
And it's so good because if you do it right, and you guys are going to do it right, let me give it to you here.
Oh, look at that. You smash that garlic
Exactly.
on top.
And you
Spread
look
it
at that.
around.
Look at that.
It's
It
like
looks
a
like
garlic
butter.
jam.
Yep.
It's
that's
a
the way to
garlic
do it.
jam. And a good thing I will not be seeing my girlfriend later today or tonight. She's not going to be able to make it out to the grand opening of the Peking Duck House. We're excited about
Reopening.
that.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
I mean, oh my God. First of all, wheel me out in a wheelbarrow, cover me in cheese, and bake me in an oven, and then send me right into the Chinese, then get some duck. I don't know if they're going to have Peking duck tonight, but
You would think.
I don't know what happened to me in my life, but I am living my best life. I don't know how much longer
Is
that
it your
life is
best
going to
life?
Yeah.
last.
I don't know if that's the truth. You're living your life. I don't know if it's your best life.
You better invest in that timeshare at Holy Cross. I believe you're going to continue like
Make
this.
sure you get the right
Yeah.
diagnosis. Isn't that good? Every morning we bake these.
I gotta try
Roasted
that.
garlic, rosemary, fresh baked bread. And you saw it. You just smear the garlic right on it like it's garlic
Right.
butter.
It's like butter.
Oh, it's so good.
Like butter, only it's garlic. And
Yeah.
garlic, by the way, is very healthy
It's
for
very
you.
good
It
for
clears out your heart. This is what I'm going to tell myself that.
Mhm.
But that is an absolutely fantastic.
Well, what
like
a
rosemary.
talk about appetizing.
garlic
What a
bread.
way to get the flavor buds going
Right?
and the taste buds going.
Oh,
And
my
Mix
God.
them with the salad.
Now, is this going to be your first alcohol in 6 weeks?
Snuck in a little the last couple of days.
Oh, boy.
Managed to get whacked a little bit. I was telling Andrew, though, a couple of things about Sicilian Oven I really love. And I think it speaks volumes about, people are always talking about chain restaurants. This is kind of a local chain now with 9 locations. It's everybody's go-to place. So when there are 8 girls that can't agree on anything, like my wife's tennis partners,
Yeah.
you say Sicilian Oven,
Yeah,
and
right.
there's something that appeals to everybody. Vegetarians, the most picky of eaters, and nobody is ever in disagreement. And whereas you could say Kalou's or some other places that are very nice, and there's always somebody who says, I would never go back there again. Never the case with Sicilian Oven. And then of the locations, and now here's another one. This is the third one I've been to. I go back and forth between Lighthouse Point and Oakland Park Boulevard. But what I notice is it's always the same. In a good way. I mean, you come in, you feel very welcome. Everybody's very accommodating,
We
and the
got some
food
arancini's, rice
and the
balls
service
here.
are always consistent.
Consistency,
Yes.
right? That's
Yeah.
what you're always
Got a
going
lot of
Consistently good
Bolognese
too,
sauce.
not just consistent like okay, it's the
It's
same
easy to
old
be
stuff.
consistently mediocre. It's
Yeah.
not so easy to do what these guys do, which is consistently like excellent.
We
Well,
got-
what's interesting is, and it's a lot of the time, it was something we gave Mayo a little crap for because he sort of mocks change, right?
Whoa. Let's
You've
back
talked
up
ill
for a
about
second.
change. You have. No. Let me finish.
You've made
expound.
many a face.
Early on,
I'll let
early
you
on,
finish, and then I'm going to defend myself.
early on, and it wasn't because the idea of a chain. It was because a lot of the time, not always, but a lot of the time, you lose some of the quality when you grow big, right? It's just how it is. When you go assembly line, you're quicker, you might be efficient, you may be even consistent, but sometimes you can lose some of the quality. What I find interesting about Sicilian Oven, you guys are a regional chain, is what you would call it, but you haven't lost every single. I've now been to 4 or 5 of them.
Before we let Andrew rebut
They all
you,
taste like the first one I've ever been to.
I'm going to
No, you go first. Go
chime
ahead.
in, okay? Because
I understand your points
I'm
coming.
I'm big fan of regional chains that are still run like a mom and
Yeah.
pop.
Yeah.
What I don't like now, and I think the official definition of a chain, and I could be wrong, is like there is an industry standard where it's like more than 20 or 25
Okay.
of a given concept. That's usually all over the country, but sometimes it can be regional. But I think the magic number is 20 or 25. Once you reach that threshold, there's actually federal law that you have to publish certain things on your menu, like calorie counts and other nutritional values.
Correct.
So that's the actual definition of a chain. These guys, when I turn my snooty little nose up and say I don't like chains, I'm talking about places that have hundreds of locations or maybe have that inconsistency, things that are franchised so that depending on who the franchisee is, you can have variances. And the biggest culprit now, I think, is when private equity comes
That's
in.
the thing. They don't care about restaurants at all.
And I don't want to
Don't care
cast
about
any aspersions on any regional competitors that started off here and then turned big and then sold out to private equity. And now the namesake, a place that you used to
Isn't
work,
even involved
the
in it.
namesake even makes a face when you mention his pizza because he knows it's no longer the
Yeah,
product it used to be. So
Correct.
that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking
I
about
get
chains.
it.
These guys are in the growth stage,
Right.
and they have maintained their quality, their consistency, and it's freaking great food. So
Number
there
one.
you go.
Okay, so
Which
what
one?
happened? Okay,
Right.
how
Let
do you
Andrew-
prevent that from happening?
Listen, we have a call phrase. Not
Yeah.
only will you love the taste, you're going to taste the love.
Yes.
You stop
like that.
caring about the quality and you care only about making the dollar, you're going to downgrade the quality.
Yeah.
Because, of course, everybody can cut you. Oh, I could save you money on this. I could save. I understand you can, but I want to pay for the quality that I want to give my guests. I want them to continue to come back.
Yeah.
You buy right, you can cost it out right, you make everybody happy. I want this to be, Ralph and I have always said we want it to be an affordable restaurant where people can come more than 1 or 2 times a week.
Yeah.
We don't want us to be that restaurant that, I can only afford that
Special
once a month. I
occasion,
don't
yeah.
want a special occasion. I want us to be a family-oriented thing where you come and we split every dish we're going to have today. We're going to split.
And value is such a big consideration these days for so many families. It doesn't matter how much money you have. You want to feel like you got value. And this every time.
It's not easy though to replicate, the other places. I worked in chain restaurants, and you would have the standard training, but the vibe you guys have going, and the other thing I always loved about Sicilian Oven, and you get a bazillion complaints about takeout, the condition of what happened, and whether the people got what they ordered. You guys do a dynamite job on the takeout end also. It's, you can count on it as much as you can sitting down at a table where you don't have to go through the bag like you're at the airport somewhere in Russia,
Security.
and you find like a couple of vials of marijuana or THC on Brittany Griner. You can waltz out of there and be pretty confident almost 100% of the time, I would imagine, that you got what you ordered at Sicilian. They do a great job with that.
Listen, they do a great job, period.
We do it because we love to do it. Ralph and I have been in this business since 30, 40 years almost.
Yeah.
And I started making pizza when I was 9 years old back in Brooklyn. And it's just something you love. Because, what's the phrase? If you find something you love, you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, listen, I feel like it sometimes.
Yeah.
I've told so many people when you after a long day at work, do you go home and you go, oh, God, I hate my job? Or do you go, wow, I did something good today. I committed to
You
something.
put in your hours, you've gotten the experience, and you've worked at all these. But, you started off with Ralph when he was involved with this other family business, and there's still, a couple of those going. It's a well-known name in South Florida, the DeSalvos. There used to be more of them. Now they're down to 2. Right. But Ralph, when he decided to get back in the restaurant game, and he found you, and you had worked again for several big,
Right.
that you knew what you were doing. He knew you from the past, and you guys, you just knock it out. And it's not cookie cutter, even though you've got that consistency.
We're trying to make a cookie cutter because we want to make sure we maintain the consistency.
Right.
If the store is set up right and connected right, then everything will flow right.
Right.
We've got
What I meant is, you have a consistent menu,
right,
but each location has its own distinct characteristic.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So, like Lighthouse Point, you get that kind of, it's more of that east side, a little bit more density, I guess. But out here, you get the feeling of the sprawl in the suburbs. Am I completely out of my mind?
You're starting to, sound like you're Walt Whitman or something. What the hell are you talking about?
It's a leafy suburb, and they have they have this little patch of what's going to be out here. I see some like grass or turf. It's going to be like an outdoor little veranda area, or
if we can add the seats and maintain the consistency and not overwhelm the kitchen and handle the volume, we will do it. We don't want to compromise. It's not about putting a lot of people in to make the money.
Right.
Yeah.
How many seats you got inside here now? It's a nice looking.
Totally inside, we have about 126 seats right now. We can squeeze a little more here and there.
See, that's interesting. I noticed you didn't.
No, we don't want.
There's a lot. I was like, well, there's a lot of room here.
You need to be able to. The customers need to walk around. The employees need to walk around. We have a beautiful bar, and you can't see it from this angle. We have a beautiful bar that's a big circle, basically almost a circle. But we want people to walk around. You come in, you want to get a drink while you're waiting for your table. Hopefully, it'll be ready.
You're not right on top of each other.
No,
it's a
you're
beautiful
not.
thing because
we don't want that cafeteria feel.
And the other thing is, if you did put more tables in here, and then you did get it back up in the kitchen. I don't know if you've ever familiar with the Let's Eat South Florida.
No, what is that? Tell me about that.
I know
Let me hear a little
because
bit about it.
you're on there sometimes chiming in and explaining things that. One of the things that people don't understand is when they walk into a restaurant, they see a bunch of empty tables and they say there's going to be a 20-minute wait because the kitchen gets backed up and they say we can't handle anymore. Like, I think it's smarter this way where you have fewer tables. They're not going to be empty as much. And it's the right flow for the whole kitchen, right? That's a consideration.
That is it. There is times when there's too much takeout that we will actually, slow it down a little. We'll have to tell takeout that it's going to be a little while because we don't want the kitchen to be overwhelmed where they're going to rush on the quality. This is the Polo Gabriella.
Oh my God, that looks like something I had last night.
It
looks
it's a popular dish.
It's like a
Looks like a Parmigiano with vodka.
Yeah, and
correct.
With,
And there's
a
prosciutto and melted mozzarella cheese.
We used to call it like a salt and boca back in the day, but
Very
Salt and
but that
boca.
would be a different sauce with sage.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's like a Marsala brown wine sauce.
This is oh my goodness.
Yeah,
That looks delicious.
Oh my.
You need a new plate. Or you want to?
No.
What do you?
It's called the Mayo
I got
style
take the whole
plate.
piece.
This
Guys,
is
just
one
take the whole
place.
piece.
Now I'm gonna grab that
There you
again.
go.
This.
There you
Oh,
go.
look at that. Oh,
Oh,
look
that's
at
all
the
you-
cheese pull on
There
this.
you
Oh,
go.
the
Look at
Instagram is the cheese pull.
Wow.
It's all good. This is fantastic. By the way, you notice how I'm on my best behavior today. I have
Oh, you have a
not
You
only
got
a
a bib on.
napkin, I have a bib
You gave
to
yourself a
prevent the
bib.
splatter because I am going to be wearing this shirt tonight, and I can't, run the risk of
I
having
love that
any
you gave
kind of
yourself a bib.
Are you gonna dance
untoward
it tonight?
things.
You going
The
out?
other thing is I got to give Andrew props over here
What did I
because,
do now?
well, instead of letting me shove a whole arancini rice ball in my mouth, he
Gave
very
you half.
deftly cut it in half and served it to me like a proper human being,
Yeah, but
so that I'm not going to pick it up and just shove the whole thing in
no,
my
I got a
mouth.
meatball for you to do later. With that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let
That's
you
my
go without.
man.
I
We have to
gotta
test
have
them.
the
We
Michael
have to
Munch.
test
So let's recap our bite so far. It's the classic Sicilian salad, the Sicilian oven house salad that is unbelievably good. I had a bite of the arancini, which is the
Arancini
rice ball.
Stuffed
nice.
with bolognese, fresh mozzarella, and peas. Served with our homemade bolognese sauce.
The garlic thing was
That's
unbelievable.
garlic
Lubie,
rosemary loaf.
Lubie
Yeah.
and Shirley's favor. Is
Yes,
that right,
that
Lubie?
is
He's got
our-
his right
I already
there.
got one to go because my wife wouldn't let me come home if I left Sicilian Oven without an arancini.
And you know me and the crunch, Defo. It's
Yeah.
got that crunchy exterior, kind of like that fried
You love
cornbread
that
we had
fried
last
cornbread.
week.
Oh,
Oh,
that
no, that was
sounds good.
unbelievable.
That was incredible.
I got to get my guy Mike Clancy in here.
I think that you
digging
can
on
order
some
his
of
own.
the
You
stuff.
can order whatever he wants. I mean, I don't.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
No,
All right.
And of course, we had the bite of the beautiful roasted garlic, rosemary, focaccia bread. That man, I just like garlic butter. And now I'm
Fantastic.
going into, I guess, what do we call it?
We call
chicken,
this
pollo,
Gabriella.
Polo Gabriella. Who's Gabriella?
One of my vice president, well, not one of my executive team members, Mitchell Reese.
Mhm.
His daughter's name is Gabriella. So
Oh, beautiful.
we decided to put
Is
that.
there a
on
Mayo
for us.
dish in the works?
Yeah. You know what's ironic is my grandmother's maiden name was Mayo,
Oh, Mayo.
M-A-I-O. But when
Okay.
they moved to America, somebody spelled it M-A-Y-O.
Interesting.
Yeah, so all my life I always thought it was M-A-Y-O until my aunt did a little ancestry.
His real name is Schwartz.
No, mine was shortened from a Russian name, Myaskovsky, and my grandfather made it Mayo. They wanted to just be a little bit more, not as Russian, I guess. But there's Mayos from Ireland. There's actually a bunch of African American Mayos in Florida, and now the real Italian Mayos would actually be. This is something I learned because I lived in a Italian/Jewish neighborhood. So for my Italian friends, they knew I wasn't Italian because they said, real Italians have at least 3 syllables in their name, and it always ends with a vowel.
Right.
So it would have been De Mayo, and it would have ended with an
A-I-O.
instead of
Like he's
A-Y-O.
saying, yeah.
My M-A-I-O.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they knew I was fraudulent Italian, but I've always tried to pass myself off as Italian because I can and often do eat pasta and pizza every freaking day of my life.
No way. I don't believe it.
Shocker.
You would never think it.
You would
That
never know
size
it, right?
28
With-
waist, I just can't see it.
Oh man!
So you guys have moved. This is the most south you are now, Cooper City.
No, Aventura is our most
You have
south.
an
It's actually
Aventura,
south.
okay.
They
east,
are in
you know.
Miami-Dade.
And West
They are.
Palm, PGA, Palm Beach.
PGA will
It's
be our
chicken dish is
most
delicious.
north. PGA Boulevard and Prosperity by the end of the summer. So technically, right now, our most north is Wellington.
Oh,
Out
wow.
west in Wellington. Then we have one in West Delray, right off the Turnpike, and Atlantic and Lyons. Then there's Boca, Lighthouse Point, which is the first store where we did the first show. Fort Lauderdale is on Bayview and Oakland Park Boulevard. And then out west, we have Coral Springs and Plantation. So we got Broward on lockdown.
So how far are you trying? Are you trying to make this statewide? Are we trying to go national, East
Listen,
Coast? What are you guys trying to
I'm just trying to keep it consistent.
do? Okay.
You know, I don't. A lot of people. I got a phone call today from someone that says, "Oh, come out to Naples. I got the money for you." Well,
Naples seems like a logical step.
It's great, but
Yeah.
if we can't monitor it, I don't want to compromise it.
That's
I know
interesting.
that's exactly.
Well,
how
a
my
lot of the
partner
time,
feels.
people, you've heard the expression "grow too
We
fast."
don't want to grow too fast. We joked in the beginning when Ralph and I opened. We said we'll try to do 10 in 10 years. We actually wound up doing, I think it was 6 in 10 years.
Oh wow!
And then we did. This is our third in the last 6 years.
Okay.
But COVID hit. COVID
Yeah.
kind of
And
slowed
that's
everything down.
But it's the right pacing where you kind of take your time. If it's one a year, like
Correct.
some places that add 5 to 10 units a year, and then it's just to me that's a little bit asking.
We had
for
thought
trouble.
about maybe 2 a year, and then we're like, listen, let's just maintain what we're doing and keep true to the brand, keep true to our culture, do it as we seem right. I don't want
How
to.
smooth was the transition in this place?
This was
What,
impeccable.
yeah.
This was very
How'd
smooth.
you go through?
We have a great nucleus of people from other locations that came and helped us train.
Yeah.
We found some great people that came to work for us in this city. We have great management staff. We took a kitchen manager from our other location. He came here. Ross, who's not here today. The irony about Ross Giardinier is he used to work in this building when it was Beverly Hills Cafe.
Oh,
this used to be Beverly
This
Hills.
used to be
wow,
Beverly
okay.
Hills Cafe.
Okay.
I was
He
going to
worked
ask you.
here for 20, 30 years, and he was
Oh,
in this
wow.
building forever. And when they closed down, because he's got such a great reputation, I had a few people call me and go, hey, they got a guy that needs a job. He's great. I'm like, all right, who is it? Ross. And then 2 hours later, I get another phone call from another person. Says, you got to hire this guy, Ross. I'm like, who is this guy, Ross? I got to hire this guy, Ross. And he came to work for us. He was running our plantation store while we built this. We brought him back here, and it's just been a blessing.
Oh, beautiful.
He knows half the customers, maybe more than that. And when our first couple of nights, we're like, Ross, we got to get to that table, and we got to make sure. And Ross like, don't worry, I know them. No, don't worry, I know them. No, that's okay. I'll tell them another minute.
That's huge to have that kind of local knowledge.
It was so priceless
for a place where it is, families are going to come out. And since you've opened, it's been almost 8 weeks. I guess, are you seeing a lot of repeat customers?
Very much so. We do have something where we ask, is this your first time here? And then we do it for multiple reasons. The main reason is to explain the way we do our menu. Everything's going to be in the center of the table. We encourage you to share. Like, we're going to do a bunch of different dishes that everybody shares. Plus, we get to walk over, welcome them, introduce the management team to them. Is there anything you're looking for? How'd you hear about us? That way we connect with our guests.
Right.
We want that connection with the guests from start to finish, and we want them word of mouth. We don't do tons of advertising and coupons. We do it word of mouth, because if you tell somebody you enjoyed the meal, all you got to do is bring them here once and let us do our thing.
Right. Give them a little taste, and they'll come running back. And that's, kind of like the way we try to do it here on the Lunchbox. Once you get Lunchbox approval,
that's it.
Then, you get that stamp, and then people who follow us on the Let's Eat South Florida group and our other avenues, they know I'm not putting people on. You don't get that approval unless you're doing something right.
Yeah,
and
this is yours.
And that'll go into, there we go. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers
to the healthy thing.
Hey, let's take our first break. And talking about people doing it right, let's put in the kind word for today's Tuesday. It is a great day to go out to our friends at Tropical Acres Steakhouse.
Oh, no doubt.
Talk about an iconic place.
I had my wedding reception there.
Did you really?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Wow.
We love the Studiali family, and they take great care of their people. And that's a place where, you know what? They were happy just having their one location, making sure everything is done right. They, obviously on the big holidays, they pack in 1,100, 1,200 covers. It's an incredible thing. And you're going to want to go in there tonight. It's a nice mellow midwinter Tuesday, which means half-price wine night there, along with happy hour on the bar, 4:30 to 6:30, and those tremendous prime ribs. You can't beat it. I sent friends there over the weekend. They sent me this picture of this. It's like a Fred Flintstone size king-cut prime rib, and it just was tremendous, and that's what they do there. It's great work. They also have seafood. So on the group last night, somebody had the little seafood medley. It's something that you or the Mustang would have. A little bit of mix of scallops and some shrimp and a nice piece of fish.
Underrated, my friend. People think of it for the prime rib and the meats.
They call themselves a steakhouse, but they got something for everyone there. 2500 Griffin Road.
Are you kidding me?
Just west of the airport in 95. We love Tropical Acres. Go in there and tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
These meatballs look like something Don Carter rolled down the lanes.
He was like, what do you want
huge.
today?
Yeah.
I have not had an old school plate of just like spaghetti and meatballs. Like all these places now do meatball appetizers with the dollop of the ricotta. And growing up, I just loved having a plate of spaghetti.
Wow.
And back when I was 3, I called it Piscetti and Meatballs.
Piscetti and Meatballs,
pretty darn good.
That's way beyond Chef Boyardee, the stuff you used to make out of the
can. Thank you. That's a compliment.
I mean, come on.
You went all out on that.
That's like saying the fillet of fish.
That's him. He goes into the pantry, pulls a can of crap out.
You don't want to know about my
now look at you
habits.
Dining in elegance here.
Now this looks fantastic. We'll dive into this platter and keep. I'm sure the feast is going to continue.
Oh yeah, I got a couple more items.
Andrew's out of his mind today. I mean, he's really
forget
lost
about
it.
Andrew Garabuso here at the newest location, Sicilian Oven, Cooper City, right at the corner of Flamingo and Sterling Roads.
Easy to find, my friend.
Yeah, very easy to find. Big public shopping center.
I found it.
All right, we'll be back with more Lunchbox after these words. Cent'anni salute.
Cent'anni.
Comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to BashSouthernKitchen.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, family owned for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Owner Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. People come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. We're at Sicilian Oven in Cooper City, a leafy suburb with, now we have leafy pasta dishes. Here we got beautiful spaghetti and meatballs with some fresh basil. That gives a little green. And then we've got
Meatballs are fantastic.
It's the rope sausage, the
Italian pinwheel sausage, chevalate, or chevalini, some people call it because it's skinny, and broccoli rabe sauteed in garlic and oil with some cherry peppers.
Beautiful. Fantastic. I'm going to be diving into, well, look up, first of all, this plate. Can you describe this plate in front of me?
Disgusting, is the way I would describe it. But
Andrew, go ahead.
I have to say, I mean, all Italian restaurants, a signature dish is always the meatballs. I mean, you have to have some pride in your meatballs.
Absolutely.
Those are absolutely delicious. Amazing job here by the people at Sicilian Oven.
And you're saying that's a Ralph recipe.
That's my partner Ralph's recipe. I don't get involved in that one because that's his baby.
Tastes like there's some
he
cheese,
is
a little bit of
on every
breadcrumbs.
meatball. You know, he's like, I want equal amounts of blueberries in every meatball type guy.
Yeah.
And he stands on that quality, and we assure that it's going to continue. It is
I
our
assure
staple.
you there's no blueberries in this meatball. I know he has the recipe down right.
Mm-hmm.
I had some blueberry bagels
Soprano
over
would
the
love his
weekend. I
sausage.
don't like blueberries in
The
my
sausage
bagels
king,
or
yeah.
my meatballs. No, but is this can you divulge whether it's a 3-meat blend or is it just
It's a
beef,
2-meat blend.
beef and pork?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Really well done.
great flavor, great. I don't like a meatball that's too dense. You know, obviously nobody likes a sinker. You like something that has a little bit of give and sponginess to it. And it's got
Really
hand
delicious. Yeah.
hand mixed, and you could tell you got a little bit of the Italian parsley. I'm sure there's some Nice
Onions.
Parmesan cheese and
Cheese.
maybe a little,
Some garlic.
maybe a couple of Italian breadcrumbs in there.
The rest of that, we're gonna have to shut you down.
Okay. Okay. You know me. I like to sleuth out
I
everything.
can tell you, but then I got to kill you. Right?
Yeah.
That's a phrase.
Not to,
Oh, great
please don't
stuff.
kill me. I want to keep eating this, and I
No.
got to get into the sausage
Yeah.
here.
All right, you ready?
Oh, I'm born ready. This is, and you make this in house, or is
No,
the product?
the sausage is made for us. This is our own actual. We
Recipe?
worked with a meat company and we gave them our
The
specs,
components.
and
All right.
they
now you
followed
said
through.
there's some cherry peppers in here,
Yeah.
so it's got a little heat.
Yeah, I'll give you. That's,
Should I pour a little more of the hot oil
listen,
on there?
you like that hot oil? I would highly recommend it. You got some broccoli? I didn't give you broccoli.
Oh my god,
No,
I
very
love
good.
the broccoli rabe.
Yeah, you got to have a couple.
Sausage
That combination
is, delicious,
of
yeah.
That,
The
that
broccoli
is-
rabe
this is
with
a-
the sausage
it's
is
such
one
a
of those
good one.
classic things that.
If we had
maybe-
time, I was going to make a scarole and bean soup, but
Mm,
we can't really share that.
Oh, this is
No.
great.
But that's good. A little
Defo gets very
kind of
upset when
chilly
I
today,
start
you know, in the morning.
dunking my spoon in his soup. So
Oh, yeah. No, that's
That would be
disgusting.
we're just chomping on along here.
A lot of
Sicilian
variety.
Oven.
A lot of variety.
9 locations. I'm going to just try to track how many I've been to so far. I reviewed the one in Plantation at the Fountains Shops for the Sun Sentinel.
Right.
And gave it, that was my first introduction.
Mhm.
And what number one was that one? Like number
That
3?
was number 5.
5. Okay.
Let me see. Lighthouse, Coral Springs.
Been to
Aventura.
Lighthouse, been to Coral
Boca,
Springs, been to
Plantation.
Aventura, been to Plantation, have not been to Boca. I've been to Delray. And so I think I've got like 5 of them, 5 out of the 9. Oh, no, now I've been
No,
to Cooper
6,
City,
yeah.
6. So I'm only missing Wellington, Boca, and
Fort Lauderdale.
I've been to Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
So I've 7. I've got 7 out of 9. That's pretty
Very
good.
uncommon for you.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll have to do a show at each
Sarcasm.
one. That's all. We'll let you go do a show at each one so you could try it.
All right. Well, and we will see and marvel at the consistency here. What else we got on tap? Is there like weekly specials here?
Yeah.
I'm looking over on the board and I see.
And
Right
any
over
new
there.
items
Yep.
unique to this location?
Sorry?
Any new items unique to the location?
Well, this one, not unique to the location. They're all on the menu. This store hasn't started out with our specials that we have at the other stores because we want to make sure everybody in the kitchen that's still new to the company knows every recipe. The other stores, we have a Sicilian hummus, the Pollo Gabriella, and what was the other one? Oh, we have a winter salad. But we're staying consistent to just the non-specials at this restaurant. But our other specials we have tonight is buy one, get one free bottles of beer. Tomorrow is Wine Wednesday, where it's half off on all our bottles of
That's a
wine.
beautiful time.
And then Thirsty Thursday, our specialty cocktails are all $9. So we have a smoked Woodford Old Fashioned. We have a cucumber S&P martini, salt and pepper. We got a blood orange margarita that's out of this world. Courtney Pinto, our beverage director, does a great job with that. So each store now has full liquor. We finally got Aventura to have the full
beautiful.
liquor.
Oh, good. Because people, it makes a difference
It
to
does.
some people. Some
Because
people.
you know how he was saying that there's 8 women that say, I want to go to a place I can't.
Right.
You want some, you know what? I wanted a drink tonight. I don't want a wine. I don't want a beer. I wanted a cocktail. And then you tell them, okay, well, now any Sicilian oven has it. So we're happy that we were able to do that in Aventura. Coming up, there will be a little bit of remodel to Aventura and also our Coral Springs store and our Plantation store. Little tweaks. We just got to modernize some of the parts of the restaurant.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But you always want to improve a little
Right.
bit.
We're just modifying.
Right.
We're not gonna change anything.
Right.
We just got to go with the times. You know, the first store, Lighthouse Point, was remodeled 5 years ago. Coral Springs hasn't been remodeled, and that's 12, 13 years old.
Mhm.
So there's just some facelifts that have to be done just to the outside. Nothing that's going to interior
This
change.
is South
any-
Florida. You
Yeah.
need a little nipping
Yeah.
and tucking. And is there restaurant Botox out there? No, it's but you guys,
I
this
know
is
what
a
you mean.
You
this
guys
is a-
do reservations, by the way?
We don't do reservations. We have a call ahead seating
Okay.
where your party is 6 or more, and you're at the house and you call and say, listen, we're on our way. We'll be there in about 45 minutes. Put your name on the list.
Okay.
So as you're driving or waiting at the house, your name comes up the list. If it got faster, your name still stays at the top of the list. And when you come in, you check in, you're the next table of 6 or 8.
Right.
Sometimes 10s, 12s, 14s are not easy to put together. You do your best. You know, we can't guarantee you're going to walk into the table sitting there for you, but we're going to do our best to strategize and get that table set.
Yes. And again, it's height of season, people. You know,
Yeah.
it's just be patient and sometimes those who wait. That's my motto this
I like
time
to
of
say
year.
that.
And
It's never a bad sign
these
when
guys,
people are willing to wait.
well,
That's-
because guys
yeah.
have such great quality and great value. And again, it's one of these family-friendly places. So sometimes it gets a little crowded. And again, with the no reservations policy, things move quickly. They're very efficient. But
Yeah, there's nobody really sitting at this restaurant. I mean, at this dining room table for
Yeah.
too long. Maybe when you celebrate a birthday or a special event, it might drag on a little while. But I tell them, listen, I wouldn't ask you to get up. I'm not going to ask anyone else to get up. Please understand, give them the courtesy of enjoying their meal. They're going to have a cup of coffee or dessert. It is what it is.
Right.
You know, we're going to get you in as soon as we can.
what I always stress on the group is like self-awareness. Just put yourself in the position of the person that's waiting.
Right.
And, if you're going to be, don't
So when you're
linger.
waiting for the 9th at Oakland Park to go off, and you have the
That's only at the bar at
FanDuel
Cafe
TV,
Seville,
but,
because
okay,
all the
all right,
other
yeah.
degenerates are there with Joey, and
all right.
we're at the bar. But when you're at a table and you see people waiting, go about, get your bill, drink your coffee, and move along. But they're never going to rush you. I'm telling you that because that's my job, is to kind of like be the voice of reason for both restaurant
I mean,
customers and restaurateurs.
It's another one of those examples too of a place, a measure of a good place, when the flavors linger, and you're happy to still be like, tasting this like a couple hours later after you get home. Really a good sign.
How about that
Yeah.
sausage and broccoli rabe? And I put a little hot oil on it, and the rigatoni, and one cherry pepper. That is a
all very
flavor
distinct.
explosion.
Also. Yeah,
I love
all
it.
very distinct.
Hey, it's time. We got to talk about contest. We did not have a show yesterday, so we have got to clean up some business. Last week's 10 Palms at Gulfstream edition, the contest we hold every week, where you have to come up with the name of the restaurant with the trivia questions that we pose, along with the winning horse in the contest race. And last week it was the 11th race, and I think it was the Royal Delta Stakes. And then also we had a college basketball tiebreaker. Sorry, Sarni, we didn't use FAU versus USF because nobody
Sarni's
has
got
ever
desperate.
seen USF
Really
basketball.
got desperate.
We went with a little bit bigger matchup. Number 1 Connecticut UConn against number 4 Marquette. Turned into a complete drubbing. It was a 28-point rout by the Huskies. And once again, Joanne Rosen, she did not win, but she got the hardest component almost completely right. A lot of people said UConn by 8, UConn by 13. Joanne said UConn by 30, and she had that part right.
Predicted the
Unfortunately,
blowout.
she
Wow.
didn't have the horse or the. She did have.
She didn't get the restaurant right.
She got
This
the
was the other
tiebreaker.
weird part.
like a
Andrew.
gimme.
I
What
don't
are
know
you
if you're
talking
an
about?
ice cream freak, but out in Miramar, fine gentleman who used to work for Jackson's for a long time, and then he struck out on his own. His name is Cleveland, and he opened up Cleveland's Ice Cream Parlor. That was the name of the restaurant or
Ice cream
business we
place,
were
yep.
going for.
Wow.
And I gave the hint that it's named for, I said it's not on the banks of Lake Erie, it's on Miramar Parkway. I would think a lot of people would have gotten Cleveland based on that.
The Erie comment.
Apparently, there's another ice cream parlor in Miramar
No.
called Localicious, and we've never had a contest where so many people got the restaurant part wrong. And I don't know if people are just not even paying attention to the clues, but people, if I'm talking about his name for a city that's on Lake Erie, Localicious is not a city on Lake Erie. So
No.
Cleveland's Ice Cream Parlor was the ice cream shop.
Anybody get that?
A lot of people got Cleveland, and
All right.
and then the winning horse was number 6. Heavy favorite went down in flames. That was a Pletcher horse, but number 6 honored the lady from Safi Joseph, who we see every week up in 10 Palms. His horse won, and look at here. We had one person had the number 6 horse, Cleveland's Ice Cream Parlor, and UConn winning by, I think she had it by like 8 points, but she was the only one that had all three components right.
Easy winner.
Right out of the penalty box, she had been in purgatory for 3 months because she won the contest on November 10th, sat out her 90 days, and then boom, first contest back. Megan Cullens, congratulations!
Hey,
you are a
congrats,
winner
Megan.
again.
Woo!
Winner,
All right,
chicken
Megan.
palm
Yeah.
dinner.
First week back in the contest, and she nails it. So once again, Megan, we do allow repeat winners. You just have to, you're not eligible to win again for 90 days after your first victory. And Megan Collins, you and a guest will be getting that fabulous 10 Palms Sunday brunch for 2 on a Sunday of your choice. And it includes one mimosa each, along with tax and gratuity. So congrats, and we'll be back at Gulfstream this Friday. Meanwhile, do you do anything for brunches here, or is it just
No.
lunch and dinner?
Just lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
It's tough to do a brunch. We don't have the convection oven type kitchen. We just have a burner top and those 2 wood fired ovens. So it's hard to do certain items, and that's why our menu is limited. But what we do, we try to do 100%.
Just do what I do. Just eat pizza for brunch. Just
Sounds good.
and Yeah, that's yeah.
It's not a Greek restaurant.
No, that's all good. You want to?
You
Let's
ever
take.
seen a play like this? Like when you were in high
He
school
just
and they
takes
put all the
bites.
trash.
Well,
in?
what's the problem is
You
he's
see
done
how
a
he
lot
just
of
keep-
these
and
What
he
is
keeps
that?
pushing it.
contests, where like people judge a contest.
Uh-huh.
So they throw a lot of food at you. So if you do a lot of them, you learn, you take a bite of everything so you don't get full.
If I ate all of everything,
He's done so
Yeah.
many of these that he now wastes food. And my Jewish mother, I have my Jewish
She's
mother
losing
in me.
Yeah.
Maybe he's going to take that home.
No,
Let
he
it blend
doesn't.
it all.
No,
You can have it
no.
with a straw.
He leaves it.
I'll
It
eat it
makes
after
me
the
sick.
show. But right now, I got.
Yeah, but he's doing a lot of talking. Let's give him that.
Hey, let's take our next break, but not before we talk about the place we're going to be this week, later in the week on Thursday, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market.
Great
I don't know.
spot.
You're a Hollywood guy. Have you been there? Yeah.
I've been there a long time ago.
Okay.
I don't really go out to Hollywood that much. I should go there a little bit
Oh,
more. I
right,
know it's
because now
coming
you
out.
live in the.
Yeah, I live up
Okay,
north.
for some reason, I still think of you like because you got
Yeah,
your
the Cooper
start
City area. Yeah,
Cooper City down here,
Cooper
but
City and Davie. Yeah.
but it's been there for over 60 years. It is the home of quality and freshness. All the great seafood from waters near and far. If you want stone crabs, that's your place. They'll crack them for you, take them right home, eat them. They also got all kinds of other things. They got the shrimp, Key West pinks. They've got grouper right from the Gulf of Mexico. They've got salmon from the Northeast. They've got they bring in the Alaskan halibut
Yep.
There you go.
and the West Coast
Just for the
halibut.
halibut, they do it.
Besides that, they have great steaks and chicken, poultry. It started off as an actual chicken farm a little bit further down the road. They're at 4191 North State Road 7. They're open 7 days a week. They will take great care of you if you're going to have some home cooking, anytime you're having a little dinner party. Delaware Chicken and Seafood, they're the home of freshness. Go to DelawareChicken.com, the website. You get more details, including their weekly specials and daily offering. Go in there, tell them the Lunchbox sent you, and we'll be there Thursday from 1 to 2. Come on out and say hi, but don't take a stone crab off our platter because I will maybe bite your hand off, or at least Lubie is the
He
guard.
breaks out the metal sledgehammer. on
Actually,
that.
I don't know what they're doing for us this month,
Yeah.
but it's going to be
I'm sure by the time you get done, you'll cream them for a couple of dozen stone crabs. no doubt about
me never.
Let me know if you need any help. I'll
it.
All right,
Great
well,
stuff here, Andrew. Unbelievable.
Glad you
Tremendous
enjoy it.
variety on the menu.
I'm going to dive in on this break and probably eat the whole rest of the sausage and the spaghetti and the meatballs. It's all
Do your
delicious.
thing.
Cooper City, Sicilian Oven, right at the corner of Flamingo.
It's a new place,
and
and they're doing
Sterling.
great.
It's
Unbelievable.
gangbuster business.
Yeah.
I love seeing places that have like really strong lunch crowds. It's
It's going to get better. I hope it's going to get better. It's good. We love this staff. We love these people here.
You're off and running, my friend.
all right.
Off and running.
Thanks.
All right, coming back with more Mike Mayo's Lunchbox from Sicilian Oven in Cooper City in a moment.
It's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox. People come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you.
All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. I still have my bib on. I'm going to take it off now because the eating pace is slow, although apparently there's a pizza on the way.
I got to bring out the Boss Pizza. It's that. I know they can't
Number
see it
one
on
seller.
camera, but that's the pizza right there. It's fresh mozzarella, the fresh crushed tomatoes that we season, and then basil with olive oil drizzle on top. That's the number one pie. The Boss.
The Boss. It sounds pretty boss to me.
Yep,
and
it's coming on a whole grain crust too.
oh wow, a whole grain crust. That sounds a little too healthy for me.
Well, I'm trying to make up for that. I'm trying to make up for a little bit of the cream sauce.
That's all right. At this point, I just got to throw another couple miles on the walk tomorrow. Have you been getting out there again, Defo?
Yep, back on the circuit. It's absolutely fantastic. Like I said, I'm liberated after
your knee is okay.
everything's good.
Your foot has been cleared.
Everything, 100% on the go.
Great.
Which is
Great
nice.
news.
And I'm trying to find an unscrupulous personal injury attorney to
Help
sue
me
this
out.
freaking doctor who misdiagnosed the whole thing.
It caused you a lot of pain and suffering, I understand.
Well, I mean,
the main
there's a certain amount of mental anguish. I mean,
Oh,
I don't know if you guys don't have a butcher shop here, but they brought in a guy in a white coat with bloodstains all over it and a meat cleaver.
Yeah, he
And
was
they
trying to
said-
get you right off the
and he was there visiting me in the hospital when the guy came in.
Holy
And
Cross.
it was that or trying to treatment, which no
So-
doubt was at great expense and maybe a little kickback from the pharmaceutical company to the doctor who prescribed it.
But and not only that, but actually besides the pain and suffering, but there was also the the inconvenience of having that pick
All that
line and
stuff,
having to
yeah.
do all those IV
I couldn't do
treatments.
much. Couldn't do
wasn't
much for
necessary.
6 weeks.
Yeah,
Like I
but
said, the only thing that was more restrictive was when I had the ankle monitor on for 6 weeks because the federal government
I didn't realize that
did
you
not
actually-
see what I saw in this particular deal, and
Oh boy.
it was the easy way
where they
out.
think. Well, never mind. I'm not even going to get into that.
Thug
Ancient-
life.
Yeah.
Ancient
Thug
history.
life.
Here's the man.
Put the sunglasses on. Thug life.
Thug life.
I was an Eagle Scout. And
Yeah,
I've
for a
yet
long
to
time,
wear.
it was the first thing that showed up on when you Googled my name. I was this
I've never.
particular incident.
Al, you just told everybody they're going to start Googling you. You're going to stay the
I
top
don't
of the
care.
page.
At
His
this
life
point,
is
it
an
doesn't
open
matter.
book.
Yeah.
72. It's
What am I
all,
going to do? I'm 72.
He's at peace with himself.
Yeah.
That's all. It matters.
I'm an Eagle Scout, and I've never had the pleasure of wearing any silver bracelets. So
It's good though. I don't know what happened to this. Just a piece of advice for anybody who gets in a jackpot. They had the ankle monitor, which is
Jackpot.
particularly
That's a good
Why
way
are
to
we
call
all
it.
getting in?
embarrassing.
I don't know
But
who's
they
going
came out with an adaptation of it like that looked like a wristwatch. So you didn't, but a lot of the court system is about humiliation.
Yeah, I was going to say the point of it is to make
It's
you
not
feel good,
really,
like a
you know,
jerk-off.
like justice or anything. They're interested in. They just, even if you're innocent, they want you to be so completely humiliated that you'll never recover.
Right. And then you
you know,
plead
that's
guilty,
part of the
even
agenda.
if you didn't do it.
Yeah, honestly, that's what they do.
Well,
They scare the crap
in
out of
many
you. Yep.
cases, you're just better off conceding.
That's what they want you to do.
Yeah.
Let's get into happier. Actually, you know, I did want to make a mention because you triggered the memory of the hospital right across the street. Our friend Brian over at Wicked Cheesesteaks, and he was the subject of a little bit of chatter on the Let's Eat group over the weekend because his mother is sick and ailing, and so it's a mom and pop shop that him and his wife
Literally,
run.
he and his wife.
And so on
own it and work it
Saturday,
every day. Wow.
he did not open like the stated hours said at noon. He opened at 4:00 instead because he was going to visit his ailing mother.
Mhm.
Somebody went to lunch there from 20 minutes away and posted on the group. And I couldn't believe the lack of compassion out there. Like, look, it's one thing.
Did he leave a sign? Did he do? I know.
He did not have a sign because Brian, he lives elsewhere. He lives
so he never
in a
went
different
in at all.
county.
He never
Let's
went in
just
at all.
say that. So it's not like he's going to go down to the store and put a sign
and then
up
leave, yeah.
because he wanted to go see his mother who's in between him and the shop. And then he went to the shop. Look, bottom line is this. These people are saying, oh, he should immediately update his hours if he knows he's going to have an emergency or not open on social media and go on. First of all, the website, they have web designers, and you can't just do that very quickly.
Yeah.
And, you know, yes, if you have a Facebook page, or you could go onto Google Hours or do
Does
something.
Brian do any of that?
But he doesn't. He's an
I
old
don't
school
think he
guy.
does any of that.
And so I explained all these things, and people are like, oh, you said that too. Meanwhile, if you're potchking around and willing to go onto Google or Yelp and find out per hours, how about using this thing so that you're using it and just dial the number and say,
Yeah, call.
hey,
Right.
are you
exactly.
open?
Exactly.
You know, do you have the Mike Mayo pork sandwich today?
Not
Oh,
easy to
no.
please all of the people all the time. Just some of the people.
I
some
know,
of the
but
time.
I talked to Brian this morning, and he said, you know what, maybe it's for the best because any publicity is good publicity
Yes.
on that thing.
Yeah,
And,
But you feel for him. You feel for the
Yeah.
stress that put him under.
yeah, no, but he's a great guy. He has great products.
Well, they do a
and,
great job.
We'll be out there for our monthly visit at the beginning of March. Anyway, we've got Andrew Garavuso. We're going to have pizza for dessert or the Zeppolis or
Like
the
the
Zeppo.
pizza's
I know
coming.
you guys do
Pizza's coming.
Zeppolis.
You're doing
Yeah,
Zeps?
well, we do
Yeah.
Zeppolis. It's
Wow.
called the Zepponoli.
Okay.
I'll get it right. I'll get it done right after the pizza comes out. It's coming now. But it's little fried dough pillows, we call them, little
Yeah.
pockets, and then cannoli cream. So the object is
Oh,
to
yeah.
grab some cannoli
Oh,
cream,
beautiful.
stab a Zeppoli, and
Yeah.
yum, yum.
Remember the first time you had a Zep?
Oh my God! I'm probably like 6 years old.
At a
Yeah.
carnival,
Back at
right?
a
Is it
carnival, you
church
shake the
carnival?
bag.
Italian festival in
Oh,
New York, yeah.
all of them.
Well, there's
I couldn't
San
believe it.
Gennaro. There's all these church
Mhm.
carnivals
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Brooklyn
The
we
church
used to have.
First Zep, though, I mean, it was heaven on earth. It was
Yeah.
unbelievable.
It was
First
a
time you
different
tried
feeling.
it. Yeah.
Oh, it
Yeah.
really
Great.
was a different feeling.
I mean, it's such a simple thing, and yet it was amazing.
fried dough. I mean, you
Yeah.
fry anything. It's great. But
Yeah.
I guess, how would you compare the Zeppoli, which is the little like fried dough balls, compared to when you
Kind
go
of
to
like
a
beignets.
It
No,
feels like a
when you
small
go
bag.
to a state fair, let's say, and you have the funnel cake, which is a big, more wraparound.
That's a little bit airier, a little bit thinner. I think it's a lot floppier, so to speak. When it
Yeah.
hits the oil, it's a lot more air. This is pizza dough, so it's not exactly Zeppoli dough, but it's pretty
It
close.
reminds me of a
It's the
mini
best.
beignet. I
Yeah.
think the
Even
beignet
a donut,
is
even
very
a donut.
close.
A fried donut. It's how it is. So
Yeah.
it's tasty. We put some powdered sugar and some cinnamon sugar on it, and then you put the Zeppoli, the cannoli cream in it, and it's all good.
All right. Meanwhile,
Okay.
we got
I mean, just
dessert
what-
number
just what we
one
needed,
coming,
yeah.
and that is the Boss
This
Pizza.
is the Boss
my
Pizza.
God.
Like I
look at
said,
this.
I could eat this for Sunday
So
Yeah.
you
brunch.
see how it is there with
I
the
could eat
fresh
it with dessert.
fresh tomatoes,
It
all
looks
crushed,
fantastic.
Smells
fresh
great.
mozzarella, olive oil, basil. It's so good. We drizzle every crust with olive oil, so you have that taste.
I'm gonna let it
Perfectly
cool
done on the
down.
outside. I mean,
Yes, I
Yeah.
like that. It's nice
Yeah.
and crisp.
Yeah. Oh wait. You give it to Andrew first, and I've
Come
look
on,
at
you
the
need
way
to
I've
get
come on,
involved. Come
I've
on.
made
Come on this
I
side.
made some inroads here. We go.
Man.
Yeah, there you go. I got it myself. I used to be in the business.
Why
Hey,
take?
for about
Why
2
not take
seconds.
smaller portions?
Do you
And
want-
if you're
do you
not
want
going to
any
eat
of
the
this
whole
there,
thing,
Defo?
Take a
Just
bite
gotta
of it,
try
yeah,
some.
yeah.
Try to bite with the
Gotta
whole
get a
grain
little
crust. That's what I want
Defo.
you to
There
try.
you
Very
go.
nice.
And I am gonna drizzle some of the hot oil on it because that's
It's
how
right
I
in front of
roll.
you. Go ahead.
I'm of the opinion that spicy food is good for you because it clears out the bloodstream. I don't know if there's any
No, I
scientific
believe-
evidence of
Any
that.
doctor will tell you that.
Look at
Is that true?
Look at that
No, I don't know.
undercarriage. Look at the color of that pie. Nice.
it's perfect.
Oh, it's
Yes,
so
a
good.
certain person who talks about flop and undercarriage would also be loving this. That looks
Yeah.
beautiful. And I've got it. This is the way you used to like your pizza, where it's like slick with oil. I put the hot oil on it, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go on. I'm not gonna do a big bite because I'll scald the whole roof of my mouth.
Yeah,
I'm
that gets sick.
gonna blow it a little bit on it.
Wow.
Oh my god, that fresh
Right.
mozzarella.
It's so good.
That's
We
so
get a
good.
lot of people that see the oil and they go, oh, look at all the oil. If you didn't want the olive oil, we won't put it on.
Mhm.
But the olive oil
How
that
not?
we use, the extra virgin olive oil, adds so much more flavor that you're not going to leave the crust on the side. You're going to eat that crust.
Oh, it's
That is
good.
phenomenal.
And
Yeah.
it's thin.
Mhm.
It's crisp. It's got that nice little darkened edges. That's
Wow.
just called. It's not even charred. It's not burnt, people. It's just got that
Crisp.
little bit of crispness.
That's it. Yeah.
And
They did a
crust is
great job.
now
delicious,
the
yeah.
thing is, a lot of New Yorkers, they say, "Oh, I miss New York pizza,"
That's
Yeah.
perfectly
and
cooked.
they miss some of their
Yes, it
slice
is.
joints. This is not a slice joint. You
No.
come in here, you got to get a whole pie.
Yeah.
As many of the classic New
We have a
York
10-inch
pizzerias.
pie. This is 14-inch. We have a 10-inch pie. You could put away one 10-inch pie yourself. We have a lunch pizza. We have a great lunch special. It comes with a garden salad.
That's good to know.
Spaghetti, meatball, chicken parm with a side of pasta. Those are the dishes that come accompanied with a side dish and a salad
Mhm.
for lunch. You're going to get a complete meal. You're not looking to share your meal. You got to go back to work, so to speak, and lunch. But for dinner, everything is set. It's a little bit bigger of a portion. It's set in the center of the table for everybody to enjoy, have a little bite.
So you have lunch specials that people get, like
Yeah.
a deal.
You can
and-
get eggplant parm. You can get lasagna. You can get the chevalat. You can get chicken parm, eggplant parm. We have a lot of different dishes. We have a soup and salad. You can get scarol and beans or pasta fazool. Everything is really a good portion, good sized portion.
That is one great
Thank
pizza.
you, Oz.
Like
I'm
Mayo,
gonna-
would you say?
It's good. Nice
I
and
love
good crunch,
the
great
crushed
flavor.
tomatoes on there.
Mhm.
I don't know the origin of said tomatoes, but they're delicious. They are nice.
Stanislaus
saltiness.
tomatoes, one of the best tomatoes on the market.
Excellent stuff, and I love the way it's all. Yeah, when you have used the fresh mozzarella, sometimes it comes out splotchy. It doesn't cover the whole pie. This thing, I see nothing but alabaster white from sea to sea to shining sea, coast to coast.
The trick with
crust to
some of these
crust.
pizzas,
I love.
He's been smoking a lot
I
of weed.
love when
man.
you,
I mean,
it
what the
remind-
hell?
it's my
Come on,
favorite when
Andrew.
you do that. I know
I got
Defo
a
makes funny
contact
about
from this
it.
guy. I am
love it.
sober. I am clean.
I
Little
love
red
it.
wine.
so good, man.
Whoa, man.
Exactly.
It's like
That's your
Cheech and
Cheech and
Chong came to your
Chong.
place. What the hell?
Alabaster. I love describing colors and flavors, and that fresh mozzarella. It's
I'm not gonna
alabaster
fight you.
white.
I
And
like a
it's
margarita pizza, but a lot of the time when they put the cheese, it doesn't melt, and I get that's
And
the
I-
point
and
of
I'll
it.
tell
But
you why.
I would rather this. I'm not gonna lie.
This is sliced thin enough to melt fast enough in our oven, cooked at the high heat. We cook at 700 degrees.
Yep.
If it's a thick cut and it's a very moist, like a caprese type cheese, it's going to get watery. This is a little bit more of
it's
a
a different
drier
flavor.
It's a total different pizza.
Wow.
Totally different.
All right,
That's a
while
whole
we
nother-
wait for the Zeppelinis, or what is it?
Zepponnolis.
Zeppinoli.
Zeppinoli.
Zeppelini.
Like a
Combination of
Zeppeli and a
Zeppelis and
cannoli.
cannolis.
Zeppinoli. I'll get it right one of these years. Zeppinolis. I
Leave the
can't
gun,
wait
baby.
because just what I need is more dough. Except this time
Some fried
some
dough
of the-
ought to be a
No more
perfect camper.
pizza for you.
with
Yeah.
some of the cheese. And again, it's the cannoli filling is made with what, ricotta cheese
Ricotta
and
cheese,
Yep.
There's cinnamon. There's chocolate chips in there.
I
I
love
love when the chocolate chips. I love when it has the chocolate
Yeah.
chips in it.
And I'm usually,
You know
I-
Mimi's ravioli.
of course,
Yeah.
This is their cannoli cream.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
it's the best.
We don't mess around.
Those
Nice.
guys
That's
are
what you said.
great.
It's the best.
Yeah.
That's what you listen. We're going to put the quality on the table.
Nice.
That's what it is.
And I'm going to put that quality
In
In
your
your
mouth.
belly.
in my belly.
In
And
my
it's
belly.
growing. It's growing by the second. Let me do a couple of plugs for upcoming events. Okay, so this week, tomorrow, we're going to be at Batch News Southern Kitchen and Tap, 525 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale. I confirmed it with our man Kevin today, and he's looking forward to our monthly visit. I don't know what he's got on tap for us, but I imagine I will be imbibing on a Whiskey Wednesday a little bit of their pecan-infused whiskeys and some of their great cocktails.
Espresso.
Again, that place, Batch, is open 7 days a week for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with the bottomless. Yeah, you can take it. And we then
Very reluctant to give that up there, man.
That's all right. He's got to
Yeah,
make
it's
room
all
for the
good.
Zepponolis.
and they've got the bottomless brunch there at the Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap. They've got some great dishes. Are you a Southern food fan? Do you like chicken and waffles?
I'm not going to say no to it,
Okay,
but listen, I eat Italian food every day.
right.
all the time, right? I'm going to go out. I want a steak or I want some Chinese food or maybe
Maybe
some
tell you,
sushi.
mix
but
it up once in a while.
once in
Go
a
check.
while,
People
yeah.
think it's very heavy, but he does a shrimp and grits
Mhm.
and a jambalaya that is delicious. So, Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, 525 North Federal. There is free parking garage right next door on the side street. Go in there. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. We'll see you there tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Thursday, Delaware Chicken and Seafood. Friday, Gulfstream. Next week, we'll be getting out to our friends at Gilbert's on the leap year day,
Oh, nice.
February 29th. Do you know anybody who was born on February 29th, Andrew?
No.
There was a
do you?
woman who just hit 100 on the 29th coming up,
Oh.
Really?
but she's actually only 25 years old. he
She's
said.
25. But
She can get away with that. That's
Yeah.
okay.
But that's going to be, we have the extra day in February coming up next week. We're looking forward to that. And then I'm going to New Orleans, and just what I need, trip to New Orleans.
Yeah.
You walking there? You might help.
I will be doing a lot of walking once in New Orleans.
He
but
needed a note from his cardiologist to be able to go to any of the restaurant reservations. That
I
he
have to
made.
sign a waiver.
Yeah.
No, it's all
Did
good.
they put an ankle bracelet on you?
No,
Or
no
something?
ankle monitor
No, but
on
they're
me
sending
yet.
a cut man
Just
with him.
might be a pacemaker soon, but
Oh, my
no,
God.
we're good. I'm in Knockwood so far. Everything is excellent. We are loving our time here at Sicilian Oven. I can't wait for the. Oh, I'm gonna get it right. Hold on a second. It's Zepponnolis.
There you go.
Zepponnolis.
Look at
I
you.
Yeah,
finally
you
did it.
Zepponnolis, man.
I'm
And,
gonna show you exactly how to eat them.
We're gonna get that in a minute. Oh,
Okay.
other events. Our friends Visit Lauderdale Wine and Food Festival. They're going to be holding a special event on March 27th in conjunction with International Whiskey Day.
Nice.
They're going to be having a barbecue and whiskey event on the banks of the New River at that House on the River, it's called. I don't know if you've been in there. They refurbished, it used to be a famous restaurant downtown Fort Lauderdale called River House. Now it's called House on the River. And they're going to be renting it out for the evening to have their big International Whiskey Day celebration. A bunch of good local pitmasters, along with great top shelf whiskeys. Go online to vlfoodwine.com, vlfoodwine.com, to get your tickets for that event now, March 27th. And my man Evan Darnell from the Red Meat Lovers Club. This is going to be an interesting one. Could cause a little controversy, as they say.
Oh, yeah?
He's buying out Regina's Farm, which is that church that does the
Oh, look at
Saturday
that.
only
Wow.
Brazilian dinners. That's going to be April 27th, and I'll be part of that also.
Wow.
But meanwhile, we got some time for that. We'll digest last night's Runway 84. Anthony Bruno wants to come on the show the next time we're at Taco Craft.
Let's go.
Nice.
He's got the FOMO going.
That was a
so
blast.
Bruno wants to come out. We'll talk with Mark Falsetto.
Please.
Meanwhile, we've got
So, let me show
Andrew
you how to do it.
Garavuso and
Zeppelinis.
I know we're running
the
short on time.
Zepponnolis.
Take a nice
we
There you go.
got all day.
That's
We're on
what's
the
on the
internet.
side.
Okay.
We don't even
Take a
have
nice
to.
scoop of the cannoli cream.
Yeah.
And just do it.
And now you
like
got it.
that.
There's
Big
your
bite,
mic.
big
There's
bite
my
to go out
big
the door.
bite.
Here we go.
Do the
Here we
big bite.
Oh,
Here we go. We're gonna
From
go
Sicilian Oven
out
Cooper
with
City, the new
Zepponoli
location.
Big bite. First of all, this
Mike Mayo,
that-
ladies and
the
gentlemen.
cream that you get from Mimi's Ravioli.
It's the best.
Oh my God, I love it. All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Here, I
On
gotta
three.
remove it from the fork. Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a great time out there.
Oh, it's hot. This is could be
We'll
burning
see
myself.
you
Hold
next
on.
time
We
here
gotta
on
stall
Mike Mayo's
for
Lunchbox.
time a little bit more, because
There we go.
otherwise this thing is
I
going to be.
think it's the way to end the show. I mean, just with you chewing on this thing. Hey, here we go.
Wait. I've
You
got
can bite half.
Well, what is wrong with you? Just
it's
do
too
it
hot.
already,
He
yeah.
thinks.
It's 140 degrees.
Well, that never stopped you before.
No, we got to stall for time a little
Man
bit more.
has an asbestos tongue.
Regina's Farm. Have you ever been to that? That's a Saturday night, Saturday only event that's put on by this Brazilian couple. It's like
All right, quit
going to
stalling.
Brazilian farmhouse.
One bite.
Still-
One bite, Portnoy.
well,
Here we go.
Let me see how
Oh, what
high-
is that?
I had to do a test bite.
What is that?
You could do it.
Come
It's
on,
really
man.
hot.
Your daughter's going to
Well, I
Florida
Use the
State.
cannoli cream. It'll cool it right away.
Here, yeah. If
Yeah.
I start with the top side,
Your
maybe I need
ex-wife
to
still loves
slather
you.
more
There you go.
on
Yeah,
it. Let's
slather
just
as
like
much as you want.
slather every side underneath to protect.
Oh, there you go. Just
My-
take the whole bowl. Why not?
There you go.
There we go. Get that.
Never mind Andrew and the rest
Yeah,
of
we
us.
got it. So that
Here we go.
it's not like I licked this yet. All right, here we go.
It's
We'll
only
see
a matter
everybody
of
tomorrow.
time. All right.
Andrew, thanks so much.
My
Sicilian
pleasure.
Oven,
Sicilian Oven Cooper
corner
City.
of,
Yeah,
Flamingo Road and Sterling. There's a public shopping
you
center.
can make
Thanks
Come
so
check
much.
us out, guys.
Make a left, you make a
for
right.
Buon
right
appetito.
here.
Until tomorrow, enjoy every sandwich, every pizza, every pasta, and every Zepponoli.
Hey.
All right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.